here we are in your studio.
Yes.
In the mythical land of myth.
Yes.
And we don't tell anybody where you live. With Hopkin. We don't tell anyone where you live.
No. I don't even know where I live.
No.
I refuse to tell myself.
How's about that chateau in France where you can be reached by carriage?
Oh, well, that could be one of my abodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not telling.
No. It's good. Are you happy here?
I love it. I'm very happy.
Good, good. Excellent. Well, everybody says hi.
Hi, everyone.
And they love you very much. And I have to turn down, proposals of marriage.
Oh.
A lot for you, yeah.
Why do you turn them down? Why don't you send them over?
Do you want one? I can send you a
well,
selection.
I could vet them, couldn't I? It'd be worth a dinner out or something, Just check them out.
They'll have to find you first.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, everybody says hi, and they're all very excited about our new album, which I've been taunting them with for several months now, so I can't keep my mouth shut. So here we have finished. We have signed off the mixes of our new album. What's it called?
It's called Two Hearts.
Oh. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Because there's you and there's me.
Yes.
How lovely.
We are two loving hearts, aren't
yes. we? And is that a song from the album?
It's a part title of one of the album songs.
All right. At what point do you think we're going to tell people the track listing?
It's up to you.
I suppose soonish they can... Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as you're ready, really.
Oh, because we've got to talk about
you
it now
decide,
anyway.
Yes.
We have to give it away.
Yes, you can decide that, darling.
Can you remember when we first came up with the idea of doing an album together?
Well, I think it's been on our minds for years, but maybe not the whole album. I think it was about a year ago that we've discussed many times the sense of putting down the tracks we used to say, the songs we used to sing together when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
After you got your first guitar when you were 13, and we learned a few duets, but we never recorded them. And I always felt we ought to just certainly record them.
Oh yes.
And then we had quite a few.
Yes.
And then I think we started writing more songs together anyway in the meantime, didn't we?
Yes, and I've put some of those on my albums, but it's nice to have it.
You give me lots of sets of lyrics.
Yes.
And I would write melodies too, and you would I think you did them on stage.
Yes,
before we even thought of recording them.
Well, there's been a few favourites
yes.
Coming up on the album, which I've played for years on stage in various guises. I've released some on my albums before.
Yes, so we've been co-writing for a while, and then we realised that we probably had almost an album's worth.
Yeah.
So I made a rough list of tracks that I felt we could do as duets. And then you rejected a couple of them because we had written them individually, and it would just meant one of us was doing backing vocals.
Sounded like a
rather than a duet, yes.
Yeah.
So we adjusted those. And I think that's when I was inspired to write those three. You played me the beautiful instrumentals you'd written.
Oh, yes.
There were three that I picked.
Yeah.
And I wrote melodies to those, sometimes using your melody.
Yes.
And sometimes adding melodies.
Yeah.
And I'd write lyrics to those.
Yep.
So it was good that you rejected the first lot because it inspired us to finish some others.
I think it's a lot stronger.
Yes.
Well, we had your album with Morgan, my brother Morgan,
yes.
to live up to. That was You Look Familiar.
That would be my son Morgan.
Your son?
Yes.
Well,
what a coincidence.
Oh, gosh.
Golly gee.
So that was 2010. You Look Familiar, still an excellent album.
Oh, thank you.
And so I thought, well, this better be at least as good. So
lovely.
That was my standard.
Well, let's hope it is. It had better be.
No pressure. No pressure.
I think it's very different. I think it's interesting working with you both respectively because it inspires different things in me, brings out different aspects of my musicality, if you can call it musicality.
Oh, very much.
But I get different ideas and different inspiration from you both.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is a very different kind of album, but it's equally satisfying.
Yeah.
It's just Yeah, it's been great fun. I love it.
Yeah,
Working with you is wonderful.
I do. I do get asked a lot what it's like working with my parents and my family. I said I don't get an easy ride, just in case people are wondering. So it's harder, if anything.
Not with your nitpicking mother.
Well, there's some very high standards in my family, and I'm very grateful for it, because it means that none of us are humouring each other ever, or
Oh no, that would be ridiculous.
letting things slide, because it's pointless then, isn't it?
Yes.
We're all holding each other to account.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
good.
important.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. What's the division of labour on this album? I guess we'll talk about it track by track, but it's definitely equal.
I would say pretty much equal. Yes. Yes. Yes, without looking at the track list directly. I mean, that is...
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got Christian Thomas, our wonderful, oh gosh, technical expert.
Priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Does that mean we're not paying him?
Yes. Yes, he's brilliant and very patient.
Yes.
Especially working with me.
Yes.
So he's always at the end of the phone
Oh.
for technical advice.
Mum Tech.
Yes, Mum Tech. Well, you are as well. So say, Jess, Chris, what have I done?
We're gonna flog you as a systems breaker for Logic, just in case.
Oh yes,
Apple
I do things
hiring.
no one else can do.
It's amazing.
Yes,
It's incredible.
yes, I know.
We'll talk about the technical perspective with Chris on another thing, but Chris was responsible for sorting out the archive tapes, which is how we started the label, with Mary. They would sit together and trawl through them all, and Mary would direct what you wanted, and Chris would translate it, and
basically no drums. No drums. No drums.
Sorry
no
to all
drums.
the drummers.
And I had some legendary drummers.
I know.
Jerry Conway, I'd say, no drums on this one, thank you, Jerry.
I did give Jerry a stack of albums at Ralph's house.
Yes.
And I said, Jerry, you're on these, you should have them. He said, oh, am I on them? I was like,
maybe not. Depends what mood I was in on the day. No, anyway. I love drums. There are plenty of drums on this album.
Yes, there are. Not real ones.
And they were on Morgan's as well.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, we could go on and on about the detail, but what's the process? So again, the process is different for each song. But one more general point about the album is the artwork. Now, normally on MHM, Mary Hopkin Music Releases, you have done the artwork.
Yes. And this time
you made me do it.
Well, I thought it was time you have such talent and you're so creative. I thought you should have free rein to do what you wanted.
Okay. So
it's your turn.
So I got out my paint set.
Yes.
And I splashed it about a bit.
And you've done a wonderful job. I'm delighted with the cover and all the
Thank you.
Inserts, everything.
From here I can see the stained glass used for Another Road.
That's right, yes. There are 2 pieces of glass I found many years ago when I did a stained glass weekend course.
Ah.
And they were selling off these exquisite pieces of glass.
Yeah.
And I just suddenly saw a road and mountain in it.
Yeah. And I can see the artwork for Christmas Choral too.
Oh yes, that's the candle.
Gosh. You've got everything.
That was the 3rd instrumental that you played for me. And
it's more of a rocky number.
Yes.
There was a vocal hook that I never told you what the title is. I'm not telling you now. But it gave the rhythm da 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 da. So you had that. So that's what you picked up.
I never heard that.
And ran with. No, you didn't. On purpose, because if I played it to you, it would have got stuck like television in track number 1.
Okay.
So
well, that inspired me to the city. I kept going to a city scene somewhere. So eventually came up with that little story about lost people in the city. And it worked out about a sad girl. It's like a little story about a girl lost in the city. Yes.
The same girl?
Yes.
So the girl with the gold in the limousine, and then...
She gets out of the limousine, she's been rejected by somebody.
Right.
And then she's hiding in the doorway. She doesn't know what she's going to do.
Gosh. See,
There's so many lost souls like that.
I had in my head it was two different girls, like, even though she was the rich girl.
Ah, no, it's the
sad,
same
and
girl.
Oh, I see, right. Because I told you about walking through London and feeling that it was a bit lost. That feeling when you think, oh, I know London really well, and then one day you go there and you think it's all changed and this
You
is
feel
not my part of
lonely. You feel
town.
alone in a crowd. I think everyone has that feeling now, every now and then.
Yeah, yeah. But it's could turn out a great song. It's got real balls to it as well.
I love the song.
It surprised
now.
me. You just kept saying, no, more.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, again, you inspired that, so it just had to be that kind of song.
Yeah. So then we got to the instrumental bit, and we were just going to keep... You're not fond of long instrumentals, so we put a 4-bar saxophone phrase in, and we thought Morgan could just put a few notes in. And then he came out with this wailing beauty of a solo.
Wonderful guitar, yes.
So then we had to make a longer break.
Well, I loved your sax solo to begin with, and then Morgan added that, so it just looped your sax part, and it's great, the two instruments together. It's lovely. Oh, I'm definitely a fan of longer instrumentals now.
Well, mine was actually a I don't think I got the soprano out, but it's a tenor and alto.
Tenor.
Playing 4 parts.
Lovely.
So that was fun.
It works so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great fun. Again, the choral part to build on that.
Good rock and roll ending, I thought. Yeah. Well, I've been playing that live too. People do like it.
Good.
Yeah, pretty great. Thank you for doing what you do, because you keep a lot of people very happy. They love your new stuff.
Oh, well, that's lovely. It's very gratifying to hear that, and bless them all for supporting me through all these years and us.
I know.
People have been wonderful. People like Pat, and it's been marvellous.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else we need to add?
No. Ta-ta for now.
Thank you for listening to Mary and Jessica discussing their new album, Two Hearts, available. I'm going to release it on your birthday. Is that okay?
Oh, it's fine.
May 3rd, 2023 on Mary Hopkin Music. Thank you very much.
Welcome.